All right, class, let's talk about textbook reading. And I know at this moment, some of you watching this video just rolled your eyes or slumped your shoulders or felt defeated in that regard because I talk about textbook reading. Now, I want you to understand something. I think that textbook reading and reading informational text for instruction, for curriculum, for content is a critical life skill. You're going to be reading things in college, in jobs, just in life in general to become a long time active learner. And so I think it'd be negligent on my part not to make this part of the course and not to use it as a mechanism for providing content and structure to the course. So, but let's talk about some things to make it a little bit more manageable, understandable, practical, and useful. So, what I've got here is I've been searching for some of the best ways to convey textbook reading and its importance and how to do it. And I've looked at a couple college, university programs and what they say, and I found this one from Cornell College, not the Ivy League Cornell, but the one in Iowa, which apparently exists. So, but they've got some great information, so I thought I'd use it with you guys. Here's the thing, a couple things that I want to highlight for you, and I've linked this in the Schoology course for you so you can read it on your own time, but I want to hit a couple highlights. This first one here, this idea that you multiply the number of pages you have to read by 5 minutes. That gives you time to read it, process it, take your notes, digest the material. So it helps you in planning. And so when I'm assigning readings and materials for the week, I'm going to keep that in mind. So I'm never trying to overburden you with materials. Or if we have to, accelerate the pace and add on a few chapters, at least going in, okay, here's how much time I have to digest materials over the course of the week. And then I like this tip as well. This is probably one of the reasons I picked this one to use as a guide with you guys, is this divide the reading into 10-page chunks. Don't read any more than 10 pages at one sitting. Read it, digest it, take a look at it, and then go back for another sitting. Maybe not right away. Maybe give it some time. Let that text seep in. Then the other basic idea here is this whole thing of having a highlighter in hand, a pen or a pencil, and paper or note cards. You can also do the strategy of post-it notes. So you're going to get a hard copy of this text. I've given you PDF copies of this text. So if you have unlimited access to printer ink and can print off your own copies, then go ahead right away in that. But for the hard copy that you get from us, you can't write in it. So you can use post-it notes for it. And I think that's a great way to write questions for yourself, to highlight things in the text, and to use the basic system that way. Now, the gist of the system that they're putting out there is this idea of previewing, reading actively, and then reviewing content. I've tried to give you some tools to do that. So in Schoology, for every chapter, you have an AMSCO chapter 1, chapter 2, every chapter reading guide. So when you look at it, it previews every single chunk of text, and it tells you how many page numbers you've got here. It tells you some of the things there, so you can preview and start to get your ideas going about, okay, what's this reading going to be all about? That's before you even sit down and read. You get a sense of, what am I going to be looking at? For some of you, some of these topics you'll know already and you'll have some insights with. Okay. Then it goes back to actively reading. That involves the highlighting, the note taking, things like that. And one of the key things that they talk about with reading actively is, do not take notes or highlight as you read. Read it in a 10-page chunk, digest it. You can mark a little post-it note, in a page where you had some questions, and you can go back to it after the fact. This helps you to get the reading done well. And the last thing is review. Another thing I've given you guys. For every unit in the Start Here folder, there's a review guide, a review handout. So you can use this for notes. You can use this as review, but it's a way to go back and then check, okay, can I do all these things? Another way for you to check your understanding and to review after the fact is learning objectives. After reading, do I get these? Do I understand these? Can I do these things? So again, here are just a few tips. I think textbook reading is critical. I know it's not always, the most exciting part of a course, but I think it's an absolutely necessary piece for you guys if we're going to get you, one, ready for the AP test, and more importantly, ready for college and life beyond this class. So hopefully that helps and lowers a little bit of the anxiety level, and keep asking questions.